Send him through.
Calling all units, calling all units. There's a 136 in progress. Some maniac has taken a developmentally stunted Lithuanian child hostage. Suspect should be considered armed and dangerous.
Just another in a city of devils.
I can't believe that you get to spend every waking moment of your life thinking about just how completely horrifying the planet you live on really is, while also simultaneously attempting to find a positive outlook for the benefit of your own rapidly deteriorating mental health. It's a real treat to be able to have all these horrifying scenarios playing out in your head in real time. It's like a free movie ticket, except every movie makes you want to fucking hang yourself, makes you feel sad. And it's an absolute 1% level privilege of Leviathan proportions to surround yourself with well-rounded mature creatures who do you the courtesy, nay the honor, of reminding you that no matter what modicum of happiness you try to achieve, you will always be stuck in this constant onset of preposterous nonsense that ensconces and mocks us like monotony comparable to a frontal lobotomy, fuck my ass, make it fast, pressure cook my cock in a combine engine while I shit so hard I actually begin to cry for the warm embrace of my estranged mother while my bowels convulse in a catastrophony of agony so intense it makes no sense. Please God, make it stop. Why won't anyone pull me out of this? Did you know that sarcasm physically tastes bitter in my mouth? I think I'll just get to the point. Hello there, my name's Cozy Vengeance, and I'm gonna make a video. You ever get exposed to something that personally displeases you, and so, instead of ignoring it, you invest yourself in it completely, just to normalize it and regain some kind of control over your life? Well, that's every rational person's relationship with those little nuggets of reality that they don't like. As far as dark humor goes, I personally believe that it's a work of genius, integrating things you or I would usually reflect on under bleak circumstances and then sitting back and warping its ugly form into the ass of whatever joke you're making. Then again, there's a little festering colony of sensitive little nips who decide to become offended by certain things despite the fact that they're nowhere near the ass of the joke. But we don't talk about those here, so let's just slide them back on home into their squishy little vaginal caves. Nice and cozy. Oh look, I did a thing. I mean, it's not like the general consensus dictates that being offended in and of itself makes you less of a person. Ask a black guy if he stole that nice car of his, then I'll gladly watch you go under the wheels. Or maybe you ask a disabled person if they're out for a walk. Well, in that case, I'll be happy to see you in the wheelchair. Because unlike them, you're an edgy little rectal pulp with the sensitivity and decency of an overtaxed nun's panties. But in terms of black comedy, it's all just a psychological coping mechanism designed to associate horrifying events with the warming thought of a good laugh with your mates, your boys, your lads. Oh, sure, you be away with the fairies where you're not having the crack show. What else would you be doing? You're the devils for the banter, pure mad lads, so you're... I believe I'm spiraling. Misery does love company, and as we dip our toes into this kind of risky humor, we can end up becoming a little bit complacent, a little bit insensitive. Because if you get enough laughs for long enough, you start to grow a little bit lazy as your subconscious begins to write off other styles of humor as ineffective. I mean, why would you take that long walk to the punchline when you could just compare that everyday mundane event to the Holocaust? Am I right? And why bother with a long and boring setup when you could just say the word Columbine and wait for a laugh? Let's just make this our own personal brand of humor. It doesn't matter how inappropriate or unrelated a topic is, just throw in a quick 9/11 zinger there, and watch your friends awkwardly laugh, because none of them want to confront you head on, because even they can tell that you're a lazy, irrational walking colon with all the charm of your father after a disappointing night out. I'm not a pussy! I'm not a pussy! But I get it. That's just you. You're very quirky, aren't you? Oh, you're not like the others. And I suppose it's also just me when I point out that I can see no discernible difference between you and a screaming petulant child who wants to constantly be the outstanding center of attention, but lacks the development needed to appeal to any positive aspect of the human senses, and so just plummets into a cock-sucking cantankerous cacophony of catastrophic white noise in the ear-bleeding octaves. Well, pardon me, cunt. I didn't come out here to get a nice reliable periodic reminder that I live on planet fucking Earth, filled with so much horrifying shit that it may in and of itself be comical. No, maybe the reason I wanted to hang out with my friends was to regain a little faith in humanity, a little social confidence, maybe, diminish those social inhibitions a little bit, maybe? No? Yeah? Help? And maybe, just maybe, perhaps even enjoy being distracted by the excruciating monotony of standing on the edge of my own personal abyss, just like every other soul on the planet, and not be bombarded with attention-whoring, obnoxious quips from a walking wanker bullshit billboard. I don't want to be like you. I don't want to wallow around in my own misery like a pig rolling around in its own shit. And I don't care how warm that shit is, I'm not gonna join you down there. Fuck you, pig. Wow, this is getting kinda tense. Hey, can I be cute and family-friendly instead?
No.
Okay.
I wonder what's on TV.
Wait, what are you doing?
Shit.
Oh boy, let's do this. This might... I've been on a mission to find the perfect specimen of mediocrity. I wanted to find something I could use as a reference to validate my argument. I mean, I could sit around all day and talk about Family Guy Funny Moments 14. I could talk about babies contracting genital herpes from dogs. I could talk about reality TV shows assimilating the worst aspects of the human experience. Hell, I could even talk about how shock humor as a whole has regressed to the spectacle of something fucked up happening on screen as an entire generalization. But I finally found something that perfectly captures the point I'm trying to make. And I could describe it in a hushed, offended tone, as if it has any kind of direct impact on my life. But as unpleasant as the subject matter I'm about to describe really is, I'm going to tell you exactly what this movie is about, just as passingly as Mr. Jimmy Screamer Claus has decided to use the subject matter that for once I can only be lucky that I'm desensitized to. Ah, yes. This is a much more appropriate tone. Where the Dead Go to Die is a movie that takes place bottled in a small town in which each person is visited by a demonic spirit who takes the form of a dog, who proceeds to journey each person through their own personal hell. A little boy named Tommy is visited by the Hellhound, who convinces him that his unborn brother is the Antichrist and that his mother's milk is tainted, and convinces him to murder both of his parents. This silly Christian boy will follow his spaghetti monster in the sky off a cliff if needs be. If only he could be an intellectual like me. The dog amputates the father's penis with his teeth and then pulls the unborn baby from the mother's womb, leaving her to bleed out as Tommy French kisses his mother's rotting, severed head and cradles the bloody fetus in his arms as the dog proceeds to have sex with the boy over the corpse. I'm sorry, please excuse the stench, it's just the desperation. A young girl is suffering in her father's child pornography ring in her own part of the anthology as a homeless man offers up the fetus to the demons so that he can have sex with his long-dead lover in the depths of hell as the movie draws to a close, everybody drowning in a sea of demons. Bazinga. There's no doubting that what I've just described is disgusting, depraved, and every other negative adjective I could possibly vomit out of my maw, but of course it is. And I know I'm the first person to ever say this, and this might be a little bit controversial, but I think rape is bad. I think murder is not cool, and pedophilia, well, that's no good. Did you like that? That's me attempting to do damage control. I mean, at what point does it stop being adult entertainment and just become torture porn? I guess the bottom line is this. What you do is easy, and the only sense you can appeal to is disgust. The only characters you can write are lightning rods for abuse, and you can be as creative as you want with whatever's going on screen. You can shove all the blood, guts, screams, and, well, just about anything else in my face. But the spectacle is dying, and I'm tired. I am so bloody tired of this sensory overload that I could realistically see myself breaking the law in order to prove a point in the most out there and edgy extent of my ability. But I probably shouldn't do that because that would, contradict everything I've just been saying. I'm gonna do it.
This is Agent Dennis Kingsley, FBI.
Oh, hey, Mr. Hoodlum. Listen, I'd love to chat, but I'm kinda in the middle of something here.
Let the kids go.
Oh.
Let the kids go.
But it's my system. I'm just gonna lovingly put a bullet in this kid's head, and then I'll just do the same to the first person to joke about it.
Stupid.
They'll all practically come to me. I'm gonna save the world, Hudo.
This is madness. These kids will be kids. No maniac with a gun will stop that. Why do you focus on something so stupid when the real problems are out there? Just sit the kid down and talk to him. Maybe you might learn something.
Hudo, that was kinda gay. Even my boyfriend says so.
Jesus Christ. Look, what are your demands then? Do you want money?
Money? Yeah, money's good. Yeah, okay.
Oh, alright, good. The package is on its way.
I'm still gonna kill him.
Shit.
Yo, what's today, Fama Lamborghini? You've unlocked the end of the video. That's pretty darn good, I'd say. Pretty swell, pretty... bada bing.
Oh, hey. What's this camera doing?
So yeah, this is about as close to the sincere and genuine me you're ever gonna get. This is real life cozy vemgeance. No face reveal, none of that, but if you really want to know what I look like, just picture Scott Pilgrim, but with like terrible acne. Picture an octopus with only 2 limbs. Picture just a big old bag of flesh. Just a big old flesh bag with a couple of bones. That's me. That's me. I made that look for myself. So I've been working on shock fatigue for the better part of, say, 2 months. Completely unnecessarily long, but it turns out that the second I start working on this thing, the second I start putting pen to paper and actually working on externalizing my thoughts and shit, turns out every possible catastrophe... English is not my first language. You know what is my first language? It's not English. My first language is Irish. It's a very important language. Gaelic, if it wasn't important, why would it be compulsory in Irish schools, right? Conas tátu, tá me goma, smalam drid na postí fuin michamas agus smacht ma ban céla. That's Gaelic for, well, that's pretty darn swell that you made it to the end of the video, and I love you and appreciate you with every fiber of my being. You're incredible. You're an incredible individual for even devoting your time to this. This isn't part of the act anymore, I fucking love you. So yeah, I've moved house like 3 fucking times during putting this whole thing together. It took me forever to get my hands on this microphone. Took me forever to get my hands on this gay porn. So who am I? Who's Cozy Vemgeance? Do you want to know? Do you care? Well, I'm 16 years old. I'm Irish. I'm white. I'm quite white. I'm 16 years old. I think I've got a personality. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but I don't even know if I have one. I hear people have those nowadays, but I can't afford one, unfortunately. So you're gonna have to make do with this. You're gonna have to make do with my flashy editing and reading everything off a script. I don't have a script with me right now because I've run out of script. Maybe, just maybe, I come off a little bit disingenuous, maybe a little bit vicious. Maybe that's the character I've created for myself. What is essentially my debut. God, that sounds pretentious. What is essentially my first real presence on this little archive here. Maybe that's the character I've made for myself. Maybe I've fucked myself. But I'll tell you one thing. The fact that you took time out of your day, the fact that you gave me time, the most precious resource in the entire world, your time, you gave to me, you gave to this beggarful boy. That means more to me than you could probably ever know. And I'm not writing it off. I'm not saying I'm not going to describe how much I love it. It's just, maybe not here. I will eventually find the words to tell you just how much I appreciate you. All of you, really. If you decide to stick around, if we can be a little community, little happy Smurf village, well, that'd be just A-okay. And a little bit gay. You wanna know the problem with having a constant sarcastic tone in your voice? No one can tell when you're being ironic. I guess the purpose of putting this whole thing together wasn't exactly to show off my editing or my voice acting or whatever, which is something I would like to do. I mean, yeah, obviously I'm not gonna just say, oh, this isn't about me, this is about you. This is about you. This is you. It's you. Look, you're watching the video. It's you. I mean, obviously, I do want to create some kind of presence for myself, right? I'm not going to say that it's all just about the viewer. Obviously, I did this for me. But god damn it. I'm feeling pretty good about it right now. And I hope you feel the same. Oh, I think this is the end. Maybe we should end on a joke. Maybe we should leave on a comedic tone. Give you one for the road. I never knew my father. I have a stepladder. I'm gonna go now. But maybe, ooh, just maybe, we'll see each other again. Maybe I'll even do a face reveal. Maybe that could be a thing. Or, yeah, no, maybe just stick to the little cartoon fella. He's cute. He's cool. He's cute. We want. And just for you, for watching this, here's a round of applause. I'd give you a medal, but, you know, continental differences and shit. Okay, well, I had fun. I hope I was able to entertain you. Love you.